Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very exciting video for you guys. So I'm doing a first impression style video on this amazing game known as Legends ReWritten, and I've been playing it so much over the last few days. It is a lot of fun. So it is an open world style RPG, loot 'em, grinding type game. It is super duper fun. It has a lot to offer, and I thought today I might just go over a few reasons why I think you should play it. Now, I am no master of the game, of course. I'm only level 27, but I still know enough to show you guys why it's good. First, we'll talk about the core mechanics of the game, which is going to be your stats. So, stats are done very well in this game because pretty much no matter what you're doing, your stats will be increasing. Well, what do I mean by that? Health, for example, every single time you take damage and your health slowly trickles back over time, your overall health stat increases. Every time you damage an enemy with your weapon or blessing, your attack increases. Every time you are hit by an enemy, your defense increases, or if you're blocking, it also increases. Magic, that increases if you use magic abilities on enemies. Range increases if you're using any ranged weapons. I'll be honest, I rarely use ranged weapons in this. They're not very good in my opinion, but hey, maybe the endgame ones are. And then speed, this increases every time you do like a combat roll or your dash ability. Mining increases through, well, mining ores, and then smithing I've yet to do, but I'm sure that increases with crafting through your mining and all that. Anyways, there's a lot of stats, and I really am a huge fan of how they increase almost constantly. They won't increase constantly by a huge amount, but since it is constantly going up, you feel like everything you're doing is beneficial to your character's overall stats, and everything you do feels important. It is so satisfying to constantly see experience going up in your bottom right corner. So of course the stats are very well done. Let's also talk about magic. We'll start with blessings. Now, I am no expert on blessings. I've only ever had two, and the one I currently have is known as the Kagoon. The Kagoon. I'm definitely saying it wrong, and I'm sure it's from some form of anime. Anyways, the way blessings work is you have to roll to get them. You spawn with 3 rolls. Unfortunately, you do have to use Robux to get more, but there is a lot of free codes out there for them, so it really isn't a problem, and I really wouldn't worry about that much. Anyways, so the one I got, the Kagoon, or the Kagoon, whatever it's called, is super dang good. So it does physical attack damage, and basically all these big red tail type whip things come out of you, and it does massive knockback damage, and it sends your enemies flying away. Like, if an enemy is damaging you a ton and is in your face, if you use this, they'll be halfway across the map in a second, and it just does a lot of damage, and I think it's very, very cool. And comment down below if you guys play this game. I would love to know if the Kagoon is actually a good blessing, or what's the best blessing to go for. Honestly, I think they are a really cool game mechanic. Now, the most important thing with this game is magic, and magic is done very well. So magic can be found around the maps in various set spawn locations. However, as you guys have probably noticed on the bottom of my screen by now, there is a day, time, and season at the bottom. So magics can only be found in certain locations at certain seasons and certain times and certain events. For example, the only way to get the ice magic, which was the first one I got, is for the first snowfall of winter behind the waterfall in this amazing open area known as the Heights. And if you go back there in springtime on the first rain, you'll get the water element instead. And then, for example, the other magic I have and am using is known as wind, which you can only get in the fall time in this like river stream area near spawn. Anyways, I'm going to go more into what my 2 magics I have actually do. So the ice one I've been using a lot. It is very good. First, there is ice shards. This just like freezes your enemy. Then there's another ability. I think it's called El Huma. I'm definitely saying it wrong. Basically, like an ice pike comes out and it just does a lot of damage. It's a long range ability. And then one of my favorites has to be Frostbite. This is the 3rd one you get at level 15 magic, and this freezes your enemy in place. So this comboed with my blessing, the Kagoon, does so much damage because instead of the Kagoon and the blessing knocking the enemy away so I can't keep hitting them, it keeps them in place so I can hit them over and over again with this massive attack and have them not go away. It's great. Then at level 30, there is something known as the Ice Quake, which does a lot of damage. It is this really cool AoE move, and it's so fun to use. It does a lot of damage. And the last one is called Glaciate. I'm not level 50 yet in Magic, so I have yet to use it, but hey, I can't wait to test it out. And then the wind magic isn't quite as good. The Rasengan, I know this is all from Naruto, I just haven't watched the show, I apologize anyways. The Rasengan's pretty trash. Razor Wind I also think is trash. Wind Blade is okay. But I used the Wind Shuriken because the Wind Shuriken comboed with the 2 ice freezing moves does a lot of damage. And then you'll see in the background I constantly am freezing, switching to my blessing, and then just spamming my magic abilities. And it is so satisfying. The combat in this game is very well done, and I think it is a blast. And you probably notice I rarely pull out my weapon. And that's just because, it's not that I have a bad weapon, I just find the blessing to be a lot more effective. Like, it's way more effective to bounce in between magic and your blessing than it would be to bounce in between magic and my weapon, and that could just be because I don't have an amazing weapon yet. I don't really know. Anyways, I want to go over the inventory and the gear system, because I do think gear is done very well in this game. So there's helmets, plates, leg plates, neck. I don't have anything for the neck yet, but I'm assuming it's just capes and necklaces. Right arm, left arm, and arrows. So some weapons are two-handed, some weapons you can one-hand and use in 2 arms at once. Overall, though, they did do gear very good because each gear piece is unique. And what I mean by that is if you get the pumpkin head, it is always level 10 magic required, always 50 HP boost, always 15 mana boost. Instead of it being something like Dungeon Quest where you can get a green common sword and have 6 different numbered damage variants on it, which I personally am not a fan of that. I love games where the gear drop is always the same stats on it no matter where you get it or how you get it. I think that's the best way to go about it, and I'm very happy this game does that. And for what I've gone in so far, some gear affects your damage output, some affects how much mana you can use. I mainly go for high mana because I like to spam magic, and it does seem to work out pretty good. So also this game is super duper open world. You can go anywhere you want. You can jump up any wall, any barrier as far as you want. You can fly through the sky with wind if you double jump. Well, actually no, with wind you can pretty much infinitely double jump. It's great. You can glide around the sky. If you have the ice magic, your dash and roll becomes a ice slide. Overall, the movement of this game is amazing. The areas are gorgeous. My favorite area lately has been the heights. That's where I've been the most because I've been grinding a lot of mobs in there for levels of my magic and weapons. And anyways, the reason why I like the heights so much is it is these rocky cliffs that you think will kill you if you fall off of, right? But if you fall off of them instead, there's just a whole new area of mobs to explore and kill. And I think is fantastic. And if you climb up the mountains in the heights, certain mountains might have a boss on it, some of them have chests, some of them have rare ore. It is just really, really cool. There is so much to explore, and there is great attention to detail. I mean, there's a random Shrek head in the Airway Heights map, which is of course fantastic. Anyways, this is not going to be a very long video. This is just me going over why I think this game is so cool. Definitely expect videos of this game from me. I definitely think I can make a couple of gear guides or maybe even guides on how to get magic and where they spawn and things like that. Of course, I'm only level 27. I've yet to master this game. I have a lot to learn, but I will be playing this a lot on my own because I think it is super duper cool. If you guys have never played it, definitely check it out. It is great, great fun. And I am very, very happy I checked it out. And then also, on the last note, the character models also look really good. I really, really like this pumpkin outfit I got from the pumpkin mage mobs. It's super cool looking, and it does, well, it gives me great mana. Anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of the video. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and comment down below what other type of videos you want to see from me in Legends Rewritten. Thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your day.